This sounds like a joke. I know. But this stimulus bill is the greatest thing that's ever happened to the American public. Not the greatest thing ever, greatest thing in the last 4 years. I'm going to tell you why. So start sharing this because it's an important message and it's about positivity. And it's actually about this cluster F of a bill. So start sharing this page. Go ahead and tune in. I'm going to tell you why this is the greatest thing that's happened to our country in 4 years. So share this out there. I'm going to tell you why. So the stimulus bill that everybody or package that everybody's looking at right now, and you can see it coming through the news. They've been talking about it yesterday. There's over 5,000 pages that they gave the Congress 7 hours to read. It would have been 700 pages per hour if they really wanted to see everything in this absolute garbage wash of a bill. But why is it that I'm saying this is the greatest bill that's happened in a decade? Why? Look at social media. What just happened? Did the government actually just push us to come together? I have seen my Republican friends, I have seen my Democrat friends, my conservative friends, and liberal friends, and holy crap, we all agree for once that the government is no longer serving the interests of our country. You're looking at the different things in this bill, and it is absolutely absurd. Yeah, Sarah, exactly. The greatest? Most funds going overseas. Exactly. It's the worst bill ever created, worst package ever created, but the best for the American public because we are all in agreement for the first time I've seen in a long time on social media that our government is no longer working for us. So I caught your attention with that headline, but fact is, this has been amazing this morning. I've been looking around and nobody is disagreeing, saying, no, this is amazing. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but AOC voted against this. Proof that every squirrel finds a nut. Tulsi Gabbard stood hard against this bill. And I've started looking at some of the discretionary spending, which is absolutely absurd. So $720 million to Social Security sounds great on paper, but only $200 million of it actually goes to people. So with the total size of the bill, if we would have divided it amongst the country, everybody would have got $6,000. Obviously, the rich doesn't need that regardless. But we're getting $600 a person for people under $75,000. Meanwhile, $300 million is going for migrant and refugee assistance. We've got stuff going to other countries like Sudan, Israel, all these random ass places that have nothing to do with this specific bill. $300 million for the endowment of the humanities. Here's a good one. It's in addition to the GI Bill. So you got only $15 million for veterans employment training. Only $15 million when we're giving $300 million for migrant and refugee assistance. Do you know how many soldiers we have coming home right now that are going to need help? And right now we're giving, I don't even want to do the multiplier between that. Also, some weird stuff given to, that's actually going to kind of a Bill Gates administration in there. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. We've got $7.5 million to the Smithsonian. Cool. Because that has a lot to do with COVID. $35 million to JFK for Center of the Performing Arts, which apparently is part of a training plan for people to learn about whatever. I'm not going to get into it because I don't know the exact fact, but I heard it's about training against underage sex or under whatever, young people being promiscuous. $300 million for international disaster assistance. Again, cool. What does that have to do with COVID? All these different things, let's see, $40 billion to the Take Responsibility to Workers and Families Act. That is a direct response to workers. Fantastic. $1 billion Airlines Recycle and Save program. It's on page 163 of the bill. Administrative costs for the FAA. That sounds cool. There's another one that had to do with something about vaccine information. Where is it? There's a Bill Gates thing. So all these different things, and you've seen all the other countries that this is going to. Completely random. We've got, there it is, right there. Let's see, $154 million to the National Gallery of Art, $1 billion, as I said, to Smithsonian, $14 million to Woodrow Wilson Center, $167 million to the National Foundation of Arts, $700 million to Sudan. People are listening to this. I want you guys to remember what I said when we started. This is the greatest thing that's happened in 4 years. Look at your social media. I'm looking for the Bill Gates thing. I don't know what I read on it earlier, but there's a whole bunch of different things I've spaced out. It's got something to do with the COVID response bill and vaccine stuff. But it's literally just aiding the vaccine, which, cool, whatever. So here's the thing. This is the greatest thing. Smithsonian, Hispanic women awareness and recognition. That's okay. If that's what it has to do with, what does it have to do with COVID? So again, this is the greatest thing that's happened. Why? Because look at your social media. This is the positivity in it. We have an opportunity right now to come together and realize, and whether left or right, and this is the information being brought to us. So this is a chance for us to go, this is why we don't like the Democrats. This is why we don't like the Republicans, and realize that we are a lot closer than we think. The government has stopped serving the people, which I say that with trepidation on social media, because who knows if that's now going against quote unquote standards. But look around. Look around. This is a fantastic day. This is an amazing day because for once in the last 4 years, everybody is agreeing that the Republicans and Democrats are not serving the people. That bill was garbage, and it was impossible for anybody to make a correct decision because politically, if they didn't actually vote for it, they're going to look like crap saying that they're hiding money from the people, when in fact, they're probably standing behind the people, but we can't wait any longer. So this bill that was created mostly by Democrats and Pelosi is garbage, absolute garbage. But the Republicans didn't have the backbone to stand behind it and say, no, we are not passing this bill. And amazingly enough, some of the people that were against it and voted nay were Tulsi Gabbard. Not amazingly enough, she's a rock star. Tulsi Gabbard, and yes, the woman, the myth, the legend, AOC voted against it. Well done. But yeah, some other countries, Burma's getting 135 million, Cambodia's 85.5 million, 135 million in Nepal, Venezuela and their broken system. I don't even know why, but whatever. 33 million, and Ukraine's getting $453 million, and we are getting $600 a piece if you make under $75,000 a year. So now, the only good thing we could say about if Trump is no longer president after this is Trump has the opportunity to veto it and not face a backlash and not be actually made sure that he wasn't going to be president. But Trump should veto it. And then we're going to show that Biden's going to come in and go, cool, I'm signing it. It's my people. This is horrible. Yes, 5,000 pages that they had 7 hours to read, or approximately they would have to have been reading at a rate of 700 pages an hour to actually see everything that was in it. So my last message, in repeat, this is the greatest bill that's happened to our country, the greatest stimulus package, because it's bringing us together. Remember, we have the chance, the opportunity to be the change we wish to see in the world, and I'm going to tell you right now that opportunity is huge. We have to take this moment, much like the beginning of June with George Floyd and realizing that we could need to come together as a country, and then the subsequent weeks fell apart after that, and we ended up tearing ourselves apart by the seams. This is that same opportunity, because this has to do with the next level. This is way higher up. This is realizing the government has no longer cared or stopped caring about the people. Start looking at this bill. And I know that a lot of you guys have, because I see all the posts. People are losing their mind over it. And that's a good thing, because now we're realizing that nobody has our back besides each other. And that's enormous. That's key. So this is the beginning of us building. Let's take this, let's ride that momentum, and let's realize that we truly have the power to be the change in each other. We can share kindness. We can realize that we're all going to have different opinions. And on this one, we're going to share that opinion that this is bullshit. Guys, share this message, get this out there, be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you for taking the time. I don't know if we're doing Truth Will Set You Free. I know I'm not. I'm going to see if Cash and maybe some other people want to do it tonight because I got to drive. But I'm looking forward to feedback on this. Please, guys, share this out there. Realize that we are closer than we think as people. Unite, don't fight.